I duck behind these hay bales a little bit, see if I can get a seat in here. This is at the other end of the pasture where the water is, and the dogs have just wandered back. I opened up some of these bales and I called the sheep and they came. That's one good thing about training the sheep to come when they're called, is that you can actually get them to come when they're called. They also come when you don't want them to come. Just put your foot on me, that hurt. All right. Lushy, can you get your foot off me? You're worse than the dogs. Come on, that hurts. Come on, get off me. Oh, she's on my pant leg now. Okay, there you go. All right. And I will let the dogs in over here. The fence is off. So yeah, that was good. I'm glad I got down here to this end, because we're running out of hay over at the other spot, and it's just filthy with all their poop. So I want to get them, I want to move them with the bales. That's my only tool, because the fences will not work right now. And how's your face doing? He gashed himself somehow. How's he doing? It looks like it's healing up nice. Sprayed some of that blue crap on. All right, the dogs are waiting, so I'm gonna go let them in. They had a nice walk, and they didn't expect me to follow them in the deep snow, which was nice. So here we go. All right, well, I'm doing something today that I don't really want to do. Like, moving wood is not my favorite thing in the whole world to do. And life, as well as farming, there's lots of that kind of stuff. So when you find yourself hesitating to do something, there are opportunities to do some of the other things that you were hesitating to do that are easier, right? So I've been meaning to order some alpaca socks for my dad and myself. And I just hadn't taken the time to sit down and order them. But waiting for him to be done soaking his foot this morning, I was like, okay, I'll do that. And I'll read a couple more chapters in Natalie Brunell's book, Bitcoin is for Everyone. So I did those things while I was kind of putting off coming out here. Got those things done and like, okay, now I can't put this off anymore. But here's the lesson. In life, there are difficult things. There are hard things that we have to do, but there are ways to change how we think about them in our mind to make them a little bit easier. So, for example, I am up on this trailer and I'm taking the wood and just dropping it into the sled. And I'll see if I can videotape that. And then I'm going down a short hill. So I'm not pulling or carrying the wood, right? I'm using gravity to my advantage. And regenerative agriculture is kind of like that. We are trying to use natural systems and animals instead of machinery, instead of fossil fuels, instead of slave labor, right? We're looking to reduce the labor, reduce the inputs, but to get the job done in a far more elegant way. So that's just a quick thought on a Tuesday. It's beautiful. The weather's warming up. We had a really very cold day yesterday, but the next week it looks like we're going to have weather in the 40s, 50s, and 60s. So then as the seasons change, the things we do change as well. And I want to still make sure I have time to hang out with my dogs and sheep every day, no matter how busy I get. Because for me, that's the payoff. Like, I want to live a life where I'm being paid to move my body, being paid to grow my own food, being paid to take charge of my own schedule, to get outside, to be a part of some kind of positive solution, because we are living in a world that is so intensely crazy right now. There's so much uncertainty, so much anxiety, so much fear, so much pessimism, so much hopelessness, so much doubt, so much this, so much that. And this is one thing I can do to keep my anxiety at bay, and I don't know what you do. If you do something equally creative and challenging, let me know in the comments. And that's it for this one. Just a quick message about taking tasks that seem to be hard or that are hard and finding a way to motivate yourself. And I like to stack motivations. You know, if I do it today, the weather's good and I have snow to pull the wood. But if I wait till tomorrow, which I'd kind of like to do, I'd like to have a couple of days off after yesterday's unloading. If I wait till tomorrow, the snow might be melted. So finding ways to put urgency in your to-do list without it becoming stressful, right? Without it becoming a lot of shoulds, a lot of have-tos, a lot of forcing, right? We don't want to force. We want to find that flow state and manage it and kind of surf it, ski it. All right, that's it for this one. Peace, love, grooviness. Amen. Boom. Load of laundry, load of laundry. I am going to start this load of laundry right now. Load of laundry, load of laundry, load of laundry, load of laundry. I am going to start this load of laundry right now. Where is it? Right there, baby. Oh yeah. Hi, red-tailed hawk. You here to eat the voles? You gonna freak out because we're here? What's going on? It's my totem animal. Alright, come on, fly. Hey, could you start walking towards that bird? Just see where it is? Yeah. There it is. Okay, thanks. That's all I needed. Just wanted to catch it. Flight. It's really hard with the sun blasting into my brain. Well, here she is. Such a good girl. Such a good girl. Yes. Who gets a treat? Hey, Mark Shepherd, Healing Pastures, the farm church, and we are in session right now. We're having a service right now. The sheep and the dogs We are here. We're gathered to worship the sun. It is about 50 degrees. It's not raining, it's not snowing, it's not too windy. Whew! It's good. It's very good. So, big milestone today. I was able to actually trim some hooves using the Lakeland sheep handling system, the spin squeeze thing. I don't know if that's what they call it, but the squeeze thing that spins, the spin squeeze. The rotational device that has a headlock and a squeezy squeeze and then a flippy flip. And I was able to do it all by myself. Was it as fun as doing it with the interns yesterday and Wednesday? No. The interns made it a lot of fun. But I was able to kind of model for them, kind of doing something for the first time. I wasn't 100% sure how to do it. You know, it's a process. Do the sheep like being squeezed and turned upside down and having their feet trimmed? No. But particularly, I have a young ewe. She's not even a year old yet, and she had quite some issue with her right front foot and her left rear foot. So I was able to finally work on her, trim her hooves, and make sure that she got fungicidal stuff on there, because the foot rot is kind of a fungus thing. It's an infection, but the stuff also works for bacteria. So everybody else so far has had pretty good, their hooves in pretty good shape. We do have one kind of genetic flaw from the last ram that I had for the last 3 years, in that his toes grew inordinately long. And I kind of knew that was not a great trait. But I was so hung up on how meaty he was that I ignored his feet. Big mistake. So this is a very humbling, very, very humbling gig, for lack of a better word. I make so many mistakes, and what's nice about it is it's an opportunity for me to be a little gentler with myself and to learn and to hopefully not make the same mistakes multiple times. And I gotta put this on Spike's thing. I got a burdock that I'm working on with my left hand here. Got it. Got the burdock right here. That was in his coat. Anyway, for me, this is it healing? Life changing to be able to take care of these animals and to know that I'm taking care of them, they're taking care of me, and I love these animals. And the fact that, you know, they are my food, notwithstanding, like, I respect and adore every single one of them, except for one. Her name is Burns. And someday, she will be sausage. But she is not my sheep. But this week has been all about, in the early part of the week, it was about getting wood, unloading wood, stacking wood. So I have enough wood for the rest of the heating season, which is basically 2 more months up here in the North Country. It's all about wood earlier in the week, and I didn't really want to do it, but I needed to do it, and so I managed to motivate myself to do it. And the other part of the week is I've been working on a guitar solo for Thirsty for the Sky, which I played last week, and I might play again this week, just so you can hear the guitar solo, if I still like it. I literally have probably gone through the song 100 times, working on different ideas for the solo, because it has to be something I can play. And I don't have Eddie Van Halen chops on the electric guitar. But I have melodic chops. I think I added to it, and I had a hell of a lot of fun, and ultimately I don't care if anybody likes it or not. If I like it, good enough. So that's one of the big lessons in my life is, hey, if I like it, that's good enough, and what other people think about it, it's up to them. They don't have to like it, right? So the deal is integrating farming and music and building community and trying to do something hopeful. We live in a time where hope seems to be very scarce. And I'm not talking about hope that's like wishful thinking. I'm talking about hope for the future. Like the idea, the thought that the future might actually be better than the past. And for a long time, in America at least, it was like, yeah, my kids are going to have a better life than I do. But that seems to be fading in the midst of all of the amazing technology we have that makes life way easier than it ever was. And we are more likely to kill ourselves, more likely to be depressed, more likely to be anxious, more likely to be obese or sick in some other way, or have some other chronic health issue, right? But at the same time, we're living longer. But the young people are not making babies. I don't know who's going to take care of them when they're old. But you know what? I'm trying to focus my brain, my mind, my soul, my being on the fact that this farm will be here. Someone will be here farming this land after I'm gone, because that's my deal. I'm trying to set it up so that in the very near future, some younger people will be actually running the farm. And I will be an advisor. That's the goal. So this week, your homework is to make a list of all the things that you can be hopeful about in your life. Just try to focus on the hopeless. Focus on the hopeless. So that's it. That's all I got. Sunday message. Like, things are going to work out. Things are going to work out. There's so much going on that it is totally reasonable that you might be anxious, you might be feeling trepidatious, feeling uncertain. But the bottom line is, those are just thoughts. Those are just thoughts. And thoughts are things. And we create our inner reality with our thoughts, with what we focus on. So I'm not saying ignore the news, but I am saying you might want to find some good news. You might want to make some good news for yourself. You might want to explore some good news wherever you can find it. I've been just introduced to a book on Taoism, which I'm just reading one of those every day. That, to me, that's hopeful. Like, there is hope. I have a place for my sheep. I get paid to feed them most of the year. And the hay that we're rolling out here is going to make an incredible lush forage for next year. So I'm thinking ahead. I'm thinking into the future. I'm recording songs and putting them up on the internet. Not many people are finding them, but you know what? At some point they will. And if they don't, that's okay too. But the process of recording the songs the way I hear them in my head and playing all these instruments, I do that in the mornings, most mornings, if I'm not unloading wood. And then I come and hang out at the farm with my dogs who, just, I enjoy their company so much, and the sheep as well. And the solar techs who work in this particular place are lovely people. I have yet to meet a solar tech who wasn't an enjoyable human being. So count your blessings. Focus on the gratitude attitude kind of stuff. I know it's kind of cliche. Every motivational speaker tells you to do it, but it's because it works. Here's a song. I think it might be Thirsty for the Sky, but it might be a different song depending on what my mood is. It's Friday today. By the time you watch this, it'll be at least Sunday, but it might be years from now. So if it is years from now, hello, future people. And hope you find a way to sing, find something to be grateful for, find people in your life who you appreciate and who you love, who you care about, who care about you. And sending out positive grooviness out into the universe. Thoughts are things. We're a broadcast tower. Auga, auga. Cowabunga Shazam. Peace, love, and grooviness. Amen.
I've been dreaming of birds and leaves, clouds of dust and dandelion seeds, and other things that spend their time in the sky. I've been working on healing the hurt, digging myself up out of the dirt, mending these broken wings so I can take flight. And I feel so dangerous, and I feel so alive. I get so receptive to the heavens, so thirsty for the sky. I feel like a peregrine falcon, untamed and unbound. It's been a long time since I've had my heart on the ground. Sometimes when I am talking, I think I'm brilliant. I think I'm stalking some great truth, but then I realize the weakness of words. Though I may be just a candle flame in a universe too huge to explain, that doesn't mean I can't speak my intent and be heard. And I feel so dangerous, I feel so alive. I get so receptive
Hey, thanks for listening to the song, and hope you enjoyed this week's journal, this week's log, vlog, farm church episode, whatever you want to call it. And by the way, the farm church thing, spiritual, but not religious. It's all about the fact that we are spirits in these bodies, and we're all trying to figure it out. And no one gives us the guidebook when we're born, you know. Some people have guidance, and some people have really tough lives, but everybody has challenges. Everybody has heartbreak, and not a single one of us is going to make it out of here alive. We all have to face the idea of our ultimate demise. And for some people, that makes them discouraged. For me, that motivates the hell out of me. Just literally pushes the hell right out of me. Motivates me. When I don't feel like doing something, I go, what else can I do that's productive that isn't this? Or how can I motivate myself to do it? And right now, I'm going to motivate myself to turn this camera off and hang out with my dog. Hang out with my dog. There he is. He's a good boy. Such a good boy. He's a good boy. All right. Thanks, everybody. Peace, love, and grooviness. Over and out. Amen. Boom. Cowabunga Shazam.